Welcome back. In today's lecture, we'll discuss some problems on electromagnetic induction. Some basic simple problems. It's given that we have a loop, a closed loop in a magnetic field. Where magnetic field is into the plane of page. B is into the plane of page and increasing. Magnetic field is into the plane of page and it's increasing. We have to find out the direction of current that will be induced in this. First question is, will there be an induced EMF or not? Since we already know induced EMF E will be equal to minus N times d phi B divided by dt. Here number of turns N is 1. What about d phi by dt? Is flux changing or flux is same? Since in the equation it's mentioned that B is into the plane of page and it's increasing. When magnetic field flux density B is increasing, so flux is obviously increasing. Fine. When flux is increasing into the plane of page. Fine. That means you have d phi B by dt. With respect to time, flux is increasing. So what is direction of induced EMF here? Then what's direction of current? Or directly what's the direction of current? We already know from the Lenz's law, which gives us the direction. These questions are frequently asked in competitive exams. From Lenz's law, the direction of current should be such that the direction of current induced should be such that it opposes the cause that originally produced it. What is the cause? Cause is increasing flux or decreasing flux? Cause is increasing flux. Flux is increasing. In which direction? Flux is increasing into the plane of page. Flux is increasing into the plane of page. So the current should be such that it should produce flux such that flux should not increase, flux should decrease. Since flux is into the plane of page, it should induce current such that that current should produce a field or flux which is out of the plane of page. For producing flux out of the plane of page, so direction of current should be, if I hold it, a curl of my fingers will give you direction of current and thumb will give you direction of magnetic field. Since this field is into the plane of page and it's increasing into the plane of page, so the induced current should produce a field which is out of the plane of page. Out of the plane of page, my thumb is giving direction of magnetic field and curl of my finger give you direction of magnetic field. So this is clock or anti-clockwise. This is anti-clockwise direction. So this is the direction of current. Anti-clockwise direction. This was first problem. Second problem. You have a long infinite wire carrying current I. And you have two loops. One is a rectangular loop placed here, which is moving in this direction with velocity v. Second loop is again a square loop or rectangular loop moving with velocity v but in this direction. Now we have to find out what will be the direction of induced EMF or what will be the direction of current in one and what will be the direction of current in two. Let's take first case. Conductor is in this direction, infinitely long conductor carrying current I, and you are placing a loop here which is moving in this direction. Since this is infinitely long conductor, the magnetic field produced here at a distance r, at a distance r from wire, at a distance r from wire, at a distance r from wire. When you move this loop 1 along this direction, the distance of loop from the wire remains same or it's changing? It's same. So magnetic field here, magnetic field here, magnetic field here, magnetic field here, magnetic field here along this parallel line is same or different? It is same. When magnetic field is same, when magnetic field is same, when magnetic field is same, magnetic flux is same. When there is no change in flux, flux remains same, there is no change in flux along this direction, zero change in flux. When flux does not change along this direction, there is no change in flux along this direction. So EMF induced here is 0. EMF is equivalent to 0 in loop 1 because there is no change in flux. Now take example of loop 2. It's at a distance of say r, then it will come here, r1 distance here, r2 distance along this direction. Does magnetic field of a straight current carrying wire remain same or does it decrease? It decreases as we move away from the current carrying wire. This magnetic field keeps on decreasing. So when field keeps on decreasing, flux keep on decreasing. So there is a change in flux linked to this wire loop. So there will be an induced EMF. Now what will be the direction of induced EMF or direction of induced current? We have to find out that. As you move this towards right, flux will decrease. This is direction of current. My thumb is giving direction of current and curl of my fingers is giving direction of magnetic field. So here field is into the plane of page. Similarly here it will be out of the plane of page on this side. Now you are moving this loop towards right. Flux through the loop is decreasing or increasing? Flux through the loop is decreasing because you are taking this away and away from the wire. When flux is decreasing, this loop will induce a current. A current will be induced in this loop such that that current opposes the original cause. Original cause was decrease in flux. So it will try to increase the flux. Flux is into the planar board. This is into the planar board and flux should increase. Fine. So this is the direction of current. Curl of my fingers. Clockwise, anti-clockwise. This is clockwise. So it should be clockwise. This is direction of current. Clockwise. This was the example 2. Okay, now let's move to example number 3. You have a loop here in the magnetic field. Where magnetic field is into the plane of, magnetic field is out of plane of page. Area of this loop A is equal to 2 meters square, it's given. Resistance R of this wire is given as 5 ohms. The magnetic field, which is out of the plane of page, B, is decreasing at the rate 10 Tesla per second. It's decreasing. unit of B are Tesla, but since this is the rate of decrease, so Tesla per second. We have to find out the current, magnitude and direction of the current. First, let me tell you the direction of the current. Flux here is out of the plane of page. Fine. Flux is out of the plane of page, but that flux is decreasing. Current should be such that flux out of the plane of page should increase. You're getting me or not? Normally here flux is dot is out of the plane of page. Fine. When flux out of the plane of page, but flux is decreasing, we want that current should flow here such that that produces a flux out of the plane of page to compensate the decrease in flux out of the plane of page. My thumb is giving direction of current, direction of flux out of plane of page. Curl of my fingers is giving direction of current then. So this is anti-clockwise. This is direction of current. Now let's try to calculate the magnitude of current. We already know that EMF induced E is equivalent to, I'm talking about magnitude only. This negative gives the sign. Direction of, we already found out the direction. Now let's calculate magnitude. E is equivalent to N d phi divided by d phi b divided by dt. Here N is 1, so this is only d phi b divided by dt. We also know flux phi b is equivalent to magnetic flux density B into area A. So we can write induced EMF E is equivalent to d divided by dt B dot A. Since area of the loop is constant, you can take this out from differentiation. So this becomes A times d by dt of flux density B. How much is this dB by dt? This is given as B is decreasing at the rate 10 Tesla per second. A is given as 2. dB by dt is given as 10. So this is 20 volt. There's a voltage in this loop of 20 volt. Now how much is the current through the loop? We know that as well. Current I is equivalent to voltage V divided by resistance R. How much is voltage? That is 20 volt. How much is resistance? That is given as 5 ohms. 5 ones, 5 fours, that is 4 ampere. So there will be a current of 4 ampere in the loop in anti-clockwise direction. You will always use Lenz's law to find out the direction. Fine? Okay. One more problem. Let's call this question number 4. Question 4. It's given that in a circuit, magnetic flux phi B is equivalent to, this is not constant, this is changing. Flux phi B is equivalent to 7t square minus 4t. This is function of time. In a closed circuit, you have a closed circuit. Let's suppose this is a closed circuit. Flux through this is 7t square minus 4t. Either into the plane of page or out of the plane of page. That's not mentioned. This loop has resistance R is equivalent to 20 ohms. Flux phi B is in Webers. Time t is in seconds. What we have to calculate is, we have to calculate the magnitude of induced current. We have to calculate current I at t is equivalent to, say, 0.25 seconds. How can we calculate that? You don't have to calculate direction this time, so directly use Faraday's law. We know induced EMF E magnitude only. Induced EMF E is equivalent to n number of turns is 1, so this is only d phi divided by dt. That is d by dt of phi is given this time. This is 7t square minus 4t. This becomes 7 2 is 14t minus 4. Now we have voltage is this much induced. We can calculate current. Current I will be equal to induced EMF E divided by resistance R. That is 14t minus 4 divided by resistance is 20. So this becomes equal to 14 into t. How much is t? 0.25 minus 4 divided by 20. This comes out to be equal to 2.5 into 10 raised power minus 2 amperes. Fine. Let's move to an example from textbook now. This is textbook example 6.4 on page number 211. You can have your textbooks whenever you are listening to watching lectures. You can have your textbooks with you. It's given that we have a magnetic field. Fine. And you have three loops in this magnetic field. One is a loop here. Second is a triangular loop here. Third is an irregular shaped loop. Arrows show the direction they are moving. This is moving with velocity v here, with velocity v here, with velocity v here. What we have to calculate is the direction of current in all the three cases. You have to calculate the direction of field, direction of current in all the three cases. Take example of this one. This loop is coming into the magnetic field. Initially this was half out of the magnetic field and half was inside. Once you push this inside, pull this inside the magnetic field, you are pulling this into the magnetic field. So magnetic field is increasing, or flux is increasing. When flux through this loop increases, or there is a change in flux, there is an induced EMF, or there is an induced current. But what is the direction of current? The direction of current will be such that which opposes the cause. The cause was increase in flux. So current will be such that it opposes the increase in flux. Increase in flux. Flux is into the plane of page and its flux is increasing into the plane of page. So it should have a current such that that current produces the flux which opposes the increase in flux. So that should produce a current such that that current produces a flux which is out of the planar page. That way, it is decreasing the increase in flux because flux is increasing into the planar page. If current flows in this direction, that produces a flux which is out of the planar page, so it is decreasing that. So this should be the this is the direction of magnetic flux. Curl of my finger give you direction of current. So this is anti-clockwise. What about this triangular loop? This triangular loop is going out of the magnetic field, so this flux will decrease. When flux will decrease, it will have an induced EMF which will try to oppose the decrease in flux. So it will have a current such that it produces a flux which opposes the cause. Cause was decrease in flux, so it should increase the flux. Flux is into the plane of page, into the plane of page. It should increase. Curl of my finger gives you direction of magnetic field. So here it is clockwise. Again, this loop is moving out of the plane of out of the magnetic field. Flux is decreasing. It should produce a current which increases the flux. Because flux is decreasing, that should not let flux to decrease. So this should be the direction of current. Again, clockwise. Fine. Next, let's move to example 6.5. Again from textbook. Example 6.5. Try to solve as many problems as possible. If you have any problem, you can contact me on WhatsApp or you can mail me. It's given that you have a north pole on this side, you have a south pole on this side, fixed north and south pole, and a constant magnetic flux density. You are placing a loop over here. Let's suppose we connect a bulb over here. The question is asking here is, if we have a loop between a north and a south pole, will there be an EMF induced in this or will there be a current flow through this? Answer is no. No current or voltage will be induced because change in flux d phi b by dt is 0. There is no change in flux. Though there is flux passing through this loop, but we already know that EMF is not induced because of the flux. It is induced because of the change in flux. Here change in flux is 0. So no EMF is induced. Fine. Second part. It's given that we have a capacitor. One side positive, one side negative. And we have a loop. This loop is brought into the electric field between the plates, and this is pulled in out of the electric field between the plates. That means electric flux passing through the loop when you push it into the plates is increasing, when you pull it out of the plates is decreasing. The question that is being asked here is, will there be an EMF induced in this loop? Answer is again no. No current or voltage will be induced because change in electric flux does not produce or does not induce voltage, or what you call EMF or current. Here is a change in electric flux. Electric flux does not produce voltage or currents. Then change in magnetic flux does produce voltage and current. E is equal to N d phi B divided by dt, not d phi E by dt. It's d phi B by dt. Huh? So keep this thing in mind. This was the second case. Third part is this is a good question. You have a magnetic field here. Again, assume same magnetic field here. In case 1, you have a rectangular loop moving out with velocity v. In case 2, you have a circular loop moving with velocity v. The question here that is being asked is, in which case EMF induced is constant? This is a very important question. We already know that EMF E is equivalent to N is 1 d phi B by dt. Also E is equivalent to d by dt of B into A. You are pulling them with constant velocity v. When you pull this out with velocity v, let us suppose in 1 second you remove this much portion, in 1 second you remove this much portion, in 1 second you remove this much portion, in 1 second you remove this much portion. Then this area is equal to 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 this area. That means during first second, you removed this much area. So this much flux is decreased. In another second, this much flux is decreased. In another second, this much flux decreases. In another second, this much flux decreases. In another second, this much flux decreases. In each second, same flux decreases phi b. In first second, this much flux. Second second, this much. Third second, this much. Fourth second, this much flux. Fifth second, this much flux. In each second, decrease in flux is same. Decrease in flux is same in each second. So d phi by dt is same in all the cases. So E will be constant. Here, constant EMF will be induced. But what about here? When you push this, say 1 second this much, second this much, third second this much, fourth second this much, fifth second this much. In first second you remove this much area, this much flux. In second you remove this much flux. In third second you remove this much flux. In fourth second you remove this much flux. In fifth second you remove this much flux. Though widths are same for all the cases, but is area same or different? Area is different. Initially when you remove this area is small. When this area is small, so change in flux is less. then change in flux is more, then change in flux is maximum, then change in flux is less, then change in flux again less. So there is not constant d phi by dt. Here d phi by dt was less, d phi by dt was more, d phi by dt was maximum, d phi by dt was less, d phi by dt was again less. Are you getting me? So if I ask you, is it constant or this is changing? Here, EMF is changing. If I ask you to plot this EMF with respect to time in this case, we'll plot it like this. If this is time and this is EMF, this is for the changing case, that is for the circular area case. Initially you have a small EMF, then EMF increases, it's more here, it's maximum over here, it again decreases, this is how EMF will look like. Why? Because when you pull this out of the field, the area you are taking out of the field in each second is not same. It is different for different time instants. Are you getting me? Okay. Then fourth part. You have a north and south pole on this side. You have a magnet with south and north pole on this side. In between you have a loop and there are two capacitor plates over here. This magnet is moving towards the coil. This is also moving towards the coil. It's being asked that what is the polarity of this capacitor? Which plate of capacitor will be at a higher voltage? Or which will be positive? Which side will be positive? When south is pushed towards this, what should be this side facing the south? This should be south. North is pushed towards this side, so this side should be north. Looking from the south side, this should be south. South is, this is south. Current should go here, current should go here. Okay. Are you getting me? You are pushing south here, it should oppose this, it should make this side a south. It will look like this. So it's being asked that which side is, which plate is positive and which plate is negative. Let's suppose this plate is A and this plate is B. I hope I am not wrong. This is the direction of the conventional current, that is positive current, as if positive current is flowing. As per this, current will flow from plate B to plate A. So positive charge will flow from plate B to plate A. So there will be excess positive charge in A, less positive charge or negative on B. So A will be positive with respect to B, B will be negative. A will be positive with respect to B. This is all for today's lecture. In next lecture, we'll start with motional electromotive EMF. Thanks for watching.